They told you to chase the dream, but they never told you what it would take. The pressure, the sacrifice, the sleepless nights. Every dream comes with a nightmare, and if you're not ready for both, then you're not ready at all. This isn't just another podcast. This is the truth behind the journey. The highs, the lows, the dreams, and the nightmares.
Welcome back to another episode of Dreams and Nightmares, where we explore the real stories behind ambition, the highs that push us forward, and the lows that shape us. I'm your host, David Consul, and today we're diving into the world of mental health with two incredible guests. I've had the pleasure of knowing them for a while, Nicolette and Allysa. They're founders of S.L.I.P Psych Services. Their work is about helping people navigate the moments when life gets heavy, when your mind slips, when their dreams turn into a nightmare, and back again. We're going to be talking about healing, entrepreneurship, emotional labor, and the unseen battles therapists fight.
Yes.
This one's deep, so let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay. I just wanted to start at the beginning. Why S.L.I.P Psych Services? I know you guys are RNs traditionally.
Yes.
Bedside nurses, correct?
Correct.
So just take me through the journey, inception. What brought you guys here?
Yeah. Wanna stop? So it's Silver Lining Integrative Psychiatry. That's where we get the SLIP from. But it started with, we've been nurses since 2014, and just working at the bedside really burnt us out, especially during COVID in 2020, where we were just kind of everywhere. We were here for 2 weeks, there for 3 weeks, and just working our butts off. I'm talking like 12 to 16-hour shifts, not using the bathroom, not eating, like stressed out. And honestly, after that, once everything kind of died down, like later in 2021, almost 2022, I told her, like, you know what, let's go back home because this is not for us. We were burnt out. I was like, let's go back home and, take a local assignment in the area and to still, have that travel type of money, but not that we're out of the city. And then let's try to find somewhere else where we could, something else that outside of nursing or at the bedside where it'll be more fulfilling. And so we took a local assignment at the Faulkner Hospital, which is on their addiction and recovery unit. And that's where we kind of found our passion for psychiatry or just like mental health, because you can imagine with alcohol withdrawal and like addiction, that comes with a lot of mental health. So we were noticing that a lot of the clients that we had were coming back like revolving doors in a sense of we would see them for 1 week, treat them. They had all these services, and then they would go back out into the community. We think we fixed them, and then literally see them right back. Like, Jack, what are you doing back here? Like, we just, gave you all this medication. You went through group therapy. We set you up with a social worker. We set you up with all this stuff, but then we're still seeing them coming back into the hospital, needing to repeat the same thing. So we were trying to figure out, like, what is happening out in the community that we're missing or that just within mental health together. And we realized it just wasn't a lot of support. So we vowed to be that support initially for, I guess, like the addiction recovery, I guess that's where it came from. But we noticing it's not just that population. The population goes to our Caribbean culture, where I'm Trinidadian and my parents are from Trinidad and St. Vincent. Her parents are from like Portuguese and Cape Verde. And so just having that stigma within the culture where nobody wants to seek mental health. I think us just being younger, people gravitate to us a little bit more. So yeah, that's where it kind of stemmed from, where we wanted to. So we went to school for 2 years while working at the Faulkner, and we vowed like once we graduated, we were going to leave and just hit the ground running.
In terms of business, did you always have like a business mindset, or you've seen the need and you're like, oh, we're going to go all in on that?
I'll let her tell it. We actually had a business before that.
Yes, we did. So we started at Airbnb while we were nursing. Airbnb like arbitrage, which went fairly well. It actually helped us pay for school, helped us pay off a few other things, girls' trips and all that good stuff, But we weren't. I feel like not super well business minded. We got into it because we were like, this 9 to 5 working for a corporation is not cutting it. It's never going to get us like ahead. So we were like, let's start something. Airbnb was a good first step. A lot of lessons learned
Mm-hmm.
going into the role as psych nurse practitioners. For me, at least, I don't think I saw working for myself right away. I definitely was like, oh, I want to be in the hospital, get my experience, do all that. And I'm trying to think now to pinpoint it. When did that turn that we were like,
When we got the opportunity to be 1099s with
okay,
New
yes,
Vision.
yes, okay. So that's what it was. Like, let's kind of have our own thing, but work for somebody else. So 1099 contractors, you are your own entity, your own LLC, and then you, again, just kind of contract, work for a certain period of time with an already established company, either to fill their needs or whatever the case might be. So yeah, actually, you're right. That's when it kind
So
of
you're
turned.
like an entrepreneur, but just under the umbrella, pretty much.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
the preceptor that we had during clinical, she like loved this so much and just thought that like we were so great and we would be good for the community. So she wanted to give us the opportunity, like, you know what, you guys are young girls doing so great. Like, I want you guys to come in not just as our employees, but as a partner, as contractors.
Yeah.
And like I could say that they definitely gave us that push and that idea to like no, have your own entity, have your own thing, definitely contract with us, and then once our contract is over, you guys would have learned the ropes, learned everything, and you can truly go and get your own brick and mortar and do your own thing if you would like. Yeah.
So that was your first experience of just like having the control of your own narrative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is your hourly rate. You
Yeah,
do your
no.
312s, and
Nope.
you're able to negotiate, do
Yes.
all that.
They actually.
Your own taxes, because 1099, they're not taking taxes out for
Right,
you.
right,
so you
right,
have
right,
to
right.
navigate all that.
Yeah, even down to like they can't tell us our schedule, what to wear, when we're coming in, what we're gonna do. Literally, all it is that like you see these clients, and we'll get a portion of the clients, and then that's just that.
Right.
So everything else is kind of on you. Even marketing for the business was on us.
Yeah.
Like,
Just had to be like in alignment, obviously, with their standards and like, practice in terms of how you carry yourself, conduct yourself,
Yeah.
professionalism, that type of thing. But it's pretty standard for the industry.
Gotcha. With the Airbnb, like, do you guys still do it? Did you
Lord,
guys
no.
quit cold turkey? I'm going all in on S.L.I.P Psych.
baby,
Like,
as
how
soon as
did-
we hit that, I feel like once we paid our last school bill,
Yes.
we were over it. That wasn't. I didn't like that because it was too much like having to kiss up to guests because you want that 5-star review. I'll never forget the day that we got woken up out of our bed, or no, I just came home from a 12-hour shift. I took a shower, I was about to wind down, and at 9 p.m. we get a message from them because there was only 8 silverware forks and there was 10 of them there,
party of 10.
and we had plastic forks there, but because they were having a dinner party, they wanted the real forks. So we had to get up, go to Walmart, and go get forks, and like also they wanted some like wine glasses. I was like, I don't have time for that. Like, and we did it because it's like we don't want them to say a bad review to us and like kill our reviews because we were 5 stars and that was what
Customers
was giving us the
always
money.
right.
Always.
was
In that
like-
industry.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what, and I'm not, since I've been working since I was 14, I have like vowed from that day, I cannot do a job where the customer is always right. And that Airbnb took me out because I had to like let it slide.
Just
But
gotta
Yeah.
take it on the chin.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm the type, my whole nursing career, my favorite line to patients is like, this is not Burger King. You do not have it your way. Okay? Because we're both here to be respectful. I'm here to help you, but you can't talk to me any type of way. Definitely can't get crazy with me. Like, let's keep it respectful. So that's why I personally love having our own business because we get to set that standard. We get to take on who we want as a client.
Exactly.
Soon as somebody crosses that line, we have that right to be like, nope, that's not a good fit for us. It's not going to work out. So I personally like that.
You work with people who want to work with you.
Exactly.
Right. I wish the Airbnb was not so stressful because that can make some money.
It
There was
made money, yeah.
one month we made like in July, I think we made like $25,000 in 1 month.
Honestly, I remember reaching out to you about that.
Yeah.
Because I heard about that. I was like, hold up, how'd you do that?
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, our rent was through the roof, but even what we had to pay for that month, we still made out.
Yeah, it was good. It was good for the season that we were in, and it helped us like level up. I'm happy we let it go.
So,
It was-
yeah, I don't feel, I mean, we have all the furniture and stuff that when I look at them, like, damn, like we did spend a lot
Furnish a
on
whole
all that.
apartment.
And that's probably one thing I was like, we got to go on Facebook Marketing and start selling that stuff. But as far as running the business, I like what we're doing now way more over that.
So with you're not doing the Airbnb no more. You were over like bedside and all that.
Yep.
Once you were done with school, you decided going all in.
Yes.
Yeah, which
How-
was so crazy.
Like, I'm gonna ask a question and that'll help transition to our next segment. But
Yeah.
how did you survive. That's a huge risk coming from making $25,000 in a month. You guys travel a lot.
Mhm.
Yes.
So like, how did you buckle down and hey, this is it, all in?
The first word that
Telling
comes
the
to mind is barely. When I tell
Telling
you
the truth.
barely survived, like, and we're just, to be very frank, we're just turning a corner now. Like, we really started taking clients last February, so we're approaching a year. I'd say within the last 2 months is where we came up for air. Like, when I tell you we've been drowning for
I think
months.
our first check hit us at the end of July or August or so for that made sense.
Right.
Prior to that, so from when we left the bed, I left the bedside January 27th and we opened the clinic February 12th. I don't know why we thought people were going to be busting through the doors, but we each had 2 clients each. And I'm like, okay, I was grateful for it. It was an easy way to segue into it. But looking back now, I feel I always get torn. I'm like, okay, should we had just dropped the bedside like we did and go all in? I don't think we would have been as hungry
Right.
as we are if we had a backup.
Right.
But a
That's
part of
true.
me also feels like, damn, like I could have worked 3 days a week at the hospital and like got that cash until we got our clientele up and then left at that point once our clientele was at like maybe 20 clients or 25 clients. I always teeter back and forth because I only had 6 months of saving. Like when we left, in my head, I was like, I got myself for 6 months. After
Right.
that, the money got to come because
Yeah.
that 6 months was like clearing my savings, clearing what I had.
Yeah,
That
we
was-
also got business, like we got business credit. We
Okay.
utilized our own personal credit. We had a couple of grants so far, but that's what kind of sustained us. But nonetheless, I mean, the bills are rolling in with barely any income. So it starts to, the math is not
Not
mathing on
mathing.
any level
And you
for
can
months.
imagine, like we were travel nurses, so my expenses, like I was pushing weight like a drug dealer. I swear, I thought I was like doing it. So
Y'all
I'm
live
like,
She wasn't
y'all
doing
live
anything
life
I
like
was
that.
living like I
Promise.
surely was.
She
I
was
was
in
out
Ghana,
here like
she was in
I'm
all
like,
over the world.
How much you say it is? Give me the whole thing. Give me the whole franchise. Like I was just like
I called her
spending
one time travel nursing. This girl was having Capital Grill for lunch, like on her lunch break at work. Like, I'm like, what are you eating? She's like, steak and lobster. I got the surf and turf. I said, ma'am, you have a half an hour break and you got Capital Grill delivered.
I said it's on Uber Eats. I said, why not?
Uber Eats. I thought you were sitting down.
No, I
but,
Uber
but
Eats
like,
Capital
who orders
Grill.
a surf and turf from Capital Grill for lunch because you just got money to blow at that point.
This girl. So
And now looking back, maybe
Yeah.
we shouldn't have done that.
Right. But I'm saying more so like my expenses by the time, like what it was and leaving the job was just way too high. Like what I was used to, getting my hair done every 2 weeks, getting my nails done, like definitely as the 6 months was rolling in, I had to start cutting back. I'm like, okay, the income's not coming in. We're losing the funds here.
Yeah.
So I would
Pretty
say,
much we just made it stretch. Our savings and credit, we made it stretch until luckily, I don't know if it's God, the universe, what, in the nick of time before things got really bad, it just took a turn.
If you want me to be vulnerable, she was on vacation. So for where it got bad is where the funds ran out was the beginning of July, like first week of July. She was in Cape Verde with her fiance,
Living my best
living
life.
her best life. Like literally she was there for 3 weeks.
Like not,
And-
everything's not on fire back home.
Literally, like,
Which
yeah.
I love that for her. I
Yeah.
truly did
You know
love
those
that for
memes
her.
when the person's like smiling and like
Yeah,
a building
literally.
falling
Yeah.
behind? That was me. Having
Honestly,
myself
like
a time.
I think that helps. Honestly,
Yeah, you
'cause
have
it's
to. That's like,
if
what can you do?
Right.
Can't do nothing about it, but
But I think it's sunk in for me when I literally looked and I said, next month, I truly have nothing to pay these bills and there's nothing that's happening. And when she's on vacation, when we're both on vacation, we really try to leave each other alone. So like I was spiraling because I'm like, nobody else will understand this. Who else do I call? Who else do I talk to? So, and then I think that next week, my car on the 7th, so like July 1st, you were gone or whatever, but
Yep.
July 7th, I got into a car accident. Mind you, I had the car 5 years, perfect condition. Nothing's ever happened. Like, and the car gets totaled. I said, why wouldn't you total my car when I had a job, like working at the hospital? This is the worst time to do that to me. And so car got totaled. I spiraled because I'm just like, I couldn't remember if I had gap insurance. I couldn't remember nothing. I'm like, I have no savings right now. I don't even know how I'm going to pay next month's bill. And now I have no car. I'm like, you're just a bum. So I like spiraled and I was like, you don't know nothing. You have no financial literacy. You have nothing. Like I truly... I mean, and my dad would call because he called me the next day. He goes, "You good? Because you were talking like suicidal stuff." I was like, "Well, I definitely was not right. I definitely could have jumped off the Tobin, but for me, right there, I was crying. I was like having a panic attack, and I truthfully, that's when my faith came in. Like I was just like, honestly, God is the only thing that's gonna help me right now. Being an entrepreneur is very spiritual. Like things that happen. you don't even know where it comes from. Like, that only has to be God. So I would say in July is where it like was real for me that like, okay, we really are trying to do this and we got to figure it out.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was deep.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was deep.
Yeah,
It did.
It got deep.
Yeah, because every dream just has that moment where reality hits. Like, hold up, I thought I could do this, but
Right.
can I do this?
Can you do
Yeah.
it?
It's
That's-
There was so much self-doubt.
We've questioned ourselves so much.
I was like
literally call ourselves names like, you dummy idiots. Why would you do this? Why would you, like, who do you guys think you are?
Yeah,
Like,
like-
we would, like, beat ourselves up.
The kicker is, but like you're in business still, so it's like you're dealing
Right.
through all those battles.
But
But yet you gotta
yeah.
show up on social media, like
And
sign
like-
up with us.
Yeah,
Like,
we're doing
we're
great.
doing
Or like
great.
literally, I had a
Like,
client where I had to like wipe my tears, and I was like, "So how are you doing today?" I was like, "'Cause I'm falling apart, but like, how are you doing today?" And then I remember like we share a notes that like we can see each other's notes in there. So I remember like writing in it like, "We have to get a job," like, and I'm like, I feel like you like had looked at it and was like, "Yeah, I'm closing this out because I don't know what the heck she's talking about." Because I felt I was ready to go back to the bedside. That was my security. I knew that I get a check every week. I knew that I can get a job right away. So I was like, okay, that sucks. I mean, I felt like it was a failure if I had to go back to the bedside, but I'm like, at least I have my nursing degree to
Right,
always
right.
fall back on.
always fall back on.
Yeah.
So that was always like worst.
Yeah,
that
worst
plan-
case. Yeah.
worst
So
case.
that was another thing where my dad's like, suicidal was kind of crazy because like you acted like you had no job. I was like, well, that was like the failure to me. I left the bedside for a reason. I don't want to go
Right.
back. Like,
I think that's important, that's like a stigma on business owners, is that like the pressure to everything has to go well, work out the first time you try it. And it is such a feeling of like you're a loser kind of. It feels like if you have to face your family, your friends, the public on social
Public,
media, like,
exactly.
hey, I was talking this good game and like I wasn't able to handle it. Things did fall apart. That's a lot for people to handle. It's like big on your ego. For
Yeah,
me,
for
that
me-
was like the hard no, can't do it, won't do it. They're going to have to put me under first before I do it.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
because I was like, I'm not doing
yeah,
it.
when I was like, so I think we have to apply for jobs. And she's like, yeah, so that's like my last option. She's like, I will not do that. She's like, I will get on the poll before I do that. I said, babe, I said, oh my gosh, we don't have to do that.
Just saying, I was not going back to the hospital.
I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, dang. And I was like, I have to join. I could be your manager.
But that's real though. Like you said, like your ego. There's a huge tie to like your self worth.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like it's a brand. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like you've built a brand, so it's like when you're not doing what you're portraying, you feel like, hold up, am I a fraud? It's like
That imposter
yeah,
syndrome
that
for
imposter
sure.
syndrome
Yeah, for
kicks
sure.
in a
For
lot.
sure.
So
Mhm.
it's like that mental warfare. So being therapists, you guys hold a lot of other people's weight
Yeah,
and
for
on
sure.
top of your weight. Like, how do you do that while running a business
Ooh,
on top of that?
trying to figure that out still.
Yeah, still trying to figure that. I think it can be so hard. Like she said, like we can talk about business in the morning and be stressed about, still paying back business credit cards, but you get on with these clients and they're going through some really deep things where a lot of them, I try to count my blessings when I'm feeling really down about myself or stressed or like, oh, why me? Why me? I try to think about, okay, you have your health. You have a form of wealth. I have that, again, worst case scenario, I can go back and still make 6 figures as a nurse working at the bedside. A lot of people do not have that at all. And like really when they come to their last dollar, that's it. It's like, how are my kids going to eat? So I try to count my own blessings and then just be like, you know what? I'm here to be their rock right now. Like my stuff kind of has to go on the back burner while I'm working. I'm here to provide a service for them and help them navigate through the context of their life. So that's what I do is like just put my stuff has to go to the back for that day, for that time.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's same thing. Same thing for me. I definitely like in that moment when I was crying, and I think I definitely just like tightened up, and then to get on a call with the client who just lost her mother, and like we had to go through that and go through grief and talk about that. And she was severely depressed, and she was suicidal and for real reasons. And so I definitely that in that moment I was like, okay, yeah, count your blessings, just like she said. I'm like, and also listening to my dad, he's like, yeah, I do have a job, you know that, right? Like, and you can go back to the same position, like you left on great terms with the manager and everything. So I think it's just tapping back into reality. But I also sometimes do find myself struggle where it's like, yes, that is there. I don't like to compare that, oh, like you have a worse, that was my worst situation for me. Like, and
absolutely.
I don't like to diminish that as well too, because I also know that that's what motivated me to keep going or to never get myself back there.
Yes.
So I do still take that in, and those moments still really weigh on me as far as like what was my worst moment, and taking into account what people are going through is even worse than me. But I find it to be like a little balance where I still value what I'm going through in my own time, but then prioritizing the client.
Honestly, hearing that, I know there's gonna be a lot of Black men specifically that hear that because they don't do therapy. They got their own issues. How are they gonna tell me about my issues? You know what I'm saying? So it's like good to shine light. Like, yeah, you're human, but you're able to set that aside and still prioritize.
Yeah, absolutely. And therapy, I think people like misconstrue that therapy is supposed to fix your whole life. Therapy is not going to fix that, your mom's has no emotional regulation and is always going to be your mom. Therapy is not going to fix that your boss talks to you in a demeaning way. Therapy is about reframing your thoughts and your reactions
to how they
to people, and then how to reframe how you want to be put out into the world, and how to foster your relationships with people. It's not to fix every problem you have. Therapy ain't going to do it. Medication ain't going to do it. The world is still the world, but we just help you how to like better handle yourself within that context.
The coping tools,
so
and
to say.
Giving you, instead of having a defense mechanism, just like being able to, I don't know, respond differently to your mom yelling at you, because it's like you meet in fire with fire. You guys are only gonna have a freaking burnout.
Right.
You're not gonna. But if you use water on the fire to put it out, or don't give energy to what's given to you, then you can change the narrative of how things are. And then it's also going to allow that other person who's coming at you with fire to recognize, like, if they're not being met with fire, they only have to sit with themselves. If you are able to like regulate your emotions, they only have to sit with themselves to be like, okay, like, well, I can't keep yelling at this person who's not giving me nothing. And so that's where you could see a change, possibly. Not all the time. Right. There are going to be people who are stubborn and things, but it's definitely a different tactic in a different way. And so when we do therapy, we do talk about like therapy and medication. We want people to understand that therapists are not a fix my life.
Right. And we don't have it perfect by any means, but that shouldn't be a deterrence. To come talk to professionals.
I also think you should go to therapy when things are well, when things are good. Like tap in with yourself. Like use them as a mentor. Use them as somebody to like boost your ego. Like, I'm a therapist. Like I have a client. There's nothing really going on, but she's working on her business, and we just like go through things. And I congratulate. I'm like, oh, remember last month when you said this? Now this is working, and just pushes her. And she comes to see me every week she's like, I'm just here for my weekly boost of energy. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Weekly check-ins with yourself is
right.
key.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I love about y'all's stories is even through the dark moments you guys stated, you still continued to build.
Yes.
Build and build. Like, let's talk about the transformation. You went from having suicidal thoughts, you was about to hop on the pole.
Oh my God. When you think
that's
about it,
so real though.
That's real. Yeah, right.
Like, let's talk about
it got deep.
Let's talk about the transformation.
Now it did. I'm over here thinking like, you're right. Suicidal and pole is crazy.
Yeah, literally. So let's talk about the transformation, how that was y'all, where you guys were at. And then you said, July, all right, this can, like, I see something here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we end up finding the place that we originally told you that we partnered with or so, when we did a contract, and this is standard within, especially coming out of school and being new grads, where you contract with another clinic like we did as 1099. The standard is that they would take a portion of your money, like say 40-60 or 70-30.
Right.
And it's rightfully so, because they got the office space. They put you on their EHR system, which they have to pay for. You get to use their office, their assistant, their fax machine. You get to use all that. So your percentage is paying for all of that. And so there we had a lot of mass health clients, which are the ones that actually need the most help. But for some reason, the state pays the least for payouts for imagine Blue Cross Blue Shield pays you, I don't know, say $200 for an appointment. Mass House for that same appointment is going to only pay you like $50. No lie.
And fight you to pay you, delay your payment.
So drastic. It's so crazy that like I can see why a lot of providers don't take it, but those are also the patients and the clientele that need it the most. So at this clinic, they do take Mass Health because they're in it for the community, and they're in it as they take everything else. So, but for us, getting paid $50 and then getting that percentage, that's now taking a percentage, and then there's a billing team, then there's it's like
we were making less than what we were making as bedside nurses.
Our first
I was like, this don't make sense.
From them was $1,000 a split between
between us two.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I lost
literally-
it.
She lost it
She was
that day.
spending that at lunch at Capitol Grill for the
Thank
month.
you. Literally.
Right.
I was like,
So
gotta
we got
starve.
that first check in so February, March, so like maybe April we got that first check, and I was like, okay, I think it might pick up and we might be a little better or whatever. So by July, no, the checks were still like 1,000, 1,500, maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000. But again, splitting between us two. I mean, we don't really split at that point. It was just like going in the pot. Because we
Right.
had things to pay for, we had credit card debt to pay for or whatever. So it wasn't at that point. We're not even taking that money.
Yeah, we actually had no money.
Yeah, so it was like we were getting paid nothing. And so in July is when I started just getting, shout out to ChatGPT, okay? Definitely use your AI to help you if you're a business owner for everything. That is my assistant, that's my therapist, that's everything. Like it tell you. So at that moment, she was on vacation and I was like, nah, like we gotta back up, yes, go into the hospital, but I gotta find other ways. So I asked ChatGPT, what are other platforms as 1099 psychiatric nurse practitioners we can sign up with? Like, what are the things? And it gave me a whole list. Like, you can try Elma, you can try Headway, you can try ZenCare, you can try Growth Therapy, you can try BetterHelp. I'm like, oh,
It's free game right here.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. So I start looking, and Headway is the platform that saved us.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think at that point you were away on vacation and I started signing up for everything. So we, with our roles, it's like, again, we try to let each other live our lives. So like if she's on vacation, I'll try to get some stuff done. If I'm on vacation, she'll get it done. Because remember, I had the whole list like,
Yeah.
oh, Alma, we can't sign up for 2 years. This one has this thing. I already signed up for Headway. You get on Headway. And then Headway was the saving grace for us. It's pretty much an online platform where we can prescribe medications, keep electronic records for the patients. That's like HIPAA protected. Schedule your appointments. It's really like a one-stop shop, and it's a free platform, which is awesome. Obviously, if we're in business trying to get our capital up. So we started using that, and that's where we started to see the increase in clientele, the increase in profit. That's when we were like, oh wow, this is what we can make in this industry.
So the main thing that was there is they guarantee you to get paid every 2 weeks.
Yes.
And so whereas at the other place, it was just like, if you, mind you, only had like 2 clients here and there, and they had a billing team, and over there we were getting paid. We were having those meetings to get those checks once a month. So mind you, that $1,000 was for a month.
For
So
a month.
So then we have to wait till the next month. So now with Headway, they guarantee whatever clients that you see, they will make sure that you get paid, whether they're waiting for a claim to get approved,
You get-
denied,
you get
whatever.
money every 2
They
weeks.
guarantee you your money regardless, and they'll handle it on the back end, trying to get their money from the insurance.
Is it like a factor thing? So if it's like, say, the insurance takes longer than a specific time, do you now owe them?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
wow.
Nope.
They-
So they guarantee, because the way they're structured is, however they do, like you do your notes and stuff, because that's really the bread and butter of where an insurance will pay you, because they want to
Your
see
documentation.
Yeah, your documentation to see like, does it qualify for the money that you're trying to
You're
say
asking for,
that you're
essentially.
asking for. So the way Headway sets it up is that the criteria, and as long as you fill out these boxes, you will get paid. The claim will get approved, and you will
Right.
get paid. So.
So
So Headway saved you guys.
Yes.
And there's like more on the list that you said like in a couple years you'll be able to hop on.
So
to,
we've
or-
explored some of them. Some of them are not as beneficial. Again, they kind of take a larger portion, or they want to play like a flat rate for appointments. But it's like, no, why would I take $100 for an initial evaluation of someone that's on 20 meds and 5 conditions and take the same rate for someone that is just on anxiety and wants like therapy? So it wasn't mathing. So we're still exploring other platforms, but right now Headway's where it's at, and we're making good money, so there's really no reason to expand. Eventually we would like to just avoid all these platforms and use our own like electronic health record
And billing team.
and billing team. So that's something down the line, but it's helpful, and for this season of our business, it's super
I
helpful.
think once we expand and hire people, we might need that bigger part. But when it's just us right now, we're just dealing.
It's
I think
perfect.
It's been working.
Great. So Headway was able to get you out of water.
Shout out to Headway.
Yes, literally shout out to Headway.
Was there a specific client? I know financial, like that was your financial defining moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where, all right, we can breathe. Was there a specific client situation that ever, or story that affirmed your purpose on, all right, this is why we're doing this.
Yeah.
This is the reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm like, why do you have to make that face?
Because I'm like,
No, for me, and I always makes me cry, but I will try not to today. The personal, the personal experience for me, my own father passed away from a drug overdose. So that was really hard for me because I was like, how can I be a nurse and not let my own dad like die essentially without having like proper psychiatric care?
It's real. I like that. I like that. I like
You
that.
said vulnerable. Here we go.
But now that you guys have gone through the storm, built something incredible. Like, let's talk just about the future.
Yes.
Where things is heading. You guys, like you said, that's your sister's spirit animal.
Yes.
How do you guys? All right.
Go ahead, say it. We know it. We say it. Go ahead.
Coexist.
Yeah.
Build this business and continue to thrive. Because like you hear, I don't say it. It's tough for girls to.
Yeah.
You're right.
I don't say it, but you hear it a lot.
Yeah,
it's
no,
tough for girls
it's valid.
To how do you continue to keep that? Because you guys chose each other.
Yeah.
It's not by blood. It's not like you have to. It's like you guys chose each other.
Right.
Yep.
How do you guys continue choosing each other and put what you have at the forefront?
There's 3 things for me that I had that always reminds me why this is just like so good. One, at the core of who Allysa is, that girl don't play about her money, okay? She don't play about her money. She's in charge of the finance until we get a financial advisor.
Yes.
But she's in charge of the finance, and I trust her wholeheartedly. She has my bank account. She got my social. She could do whatever. She's really good with that. And so at the core of who she is, even if and it's happened before. We've worked together our whole career.
Like whole adulthood, yes.
We worked at the hospital on the same floor as nursing assistants. Then we got hired as nurses. Then we traveled together and worked on the same floors as nurses. And then we worked at the local while we were in school at the Faulkner together. And now we're in business. So I've worked with this girl all the time.
Right.
And so we've definitely had personal arguments, but then be able to get to the job and not one person know that we're going through it. Not one person. We know how to shut it off. And when it's time to work, it's about the patient. It's about the client. I don't care if I called you ugly and annoying earlier. Deal with it. And then we'll talk about it later, after. So at the core of who she is, I know that if any time like our personal stuff goes south, I truly think we still be able to run the business.
I do, actually.
I don't even think we would go 50-50.
Like, don't talk to me about nothing but the business.
Don't talk to me unless it's about a client or a business or you need help with some of that.
But I think we'll still do it.
So that's one where I feel so settled in my soul. There was a time we didn't speak to each other. We had like an argument. We didn't speak to each other well, but we were on the unit and one of her patients were coding, which meaning like
their heart stopped, like emergency. Yeah.
And I was the first one to get up, jump, like, okay, you go do this. You do that. I'm like, no, that's about the patient. I'm not supposed to be like, oh no, I'm not doing nothing because I'm not. That's crazy. So like we've had things like that already. Yeah. So that's one. The second thing for me, we already did a business together. We did Airbnb.
Right. We saw
how that went.
And overcame conflicts.
We overcame conflicts. We figured it out, and I felt confident. We heard each other out. We didn't overstep. If we had a problem, we dealt with it. So that was that. And then I think I forgot my third as far as the core of who she is. We did the business already, and then I forget what the other thing is. But
I think it's like some people kind of look at it like a downfall, like, oh, friends and business, things can get messy. I look at it as like another reason to fight and kind of gives us that hunger, because some days that I don't want to work and maybe don't have that like structure for myself, or like, today I'm having a lazy day. I'm like, you know what? No, Nicolette's been putting in her hours this week. I want to make sure we get like a really good, amount of money this week. So it'll kind of push me. I want us both to be millionaires on the yacht. So like it motivates me it's not just for me. I'm not only fighting for myself. I'm like, me and my sis are going to be on the yachts, in the mansions, flying, doing all that. Yes, exactly.
When
and I'm
in my Lambo
like
truck, that means I made it. Remember, if you see me in the Lambo truck with the peanut butter seats,
peanut butter.
I made it.
I like that.
That's her goal. I made it.
We
made it. We made it.
Okay, I'll be right there, passenger princess.
Just know that she got the Rolls Royce if I got the Lambo.
I like that. So continuing, where you guys at a year yet or no? Coming
almost.
up.
So our LLC has been a year, but like actually starting the business, taking clients, it'll be February 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so what are some of your goals for this upcoming year?
Mm-hmm.
For y'all to get to 5, because they say a lot of businesses to get to 5 years is like the percentage is crazy. Making it through your first year is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So making it to 5, what's some of the things that you think you need to do different or will do or want to do to get to 5, 10?
So our biggest thing is going into this again with no financial literacy. We made plenty of mistakes that cost us a lot of money. For when I tell you, you might as well have thrown the money out in the air. That's how like ridiculous and dumb some of the decisions were that we made. So we're still for this year, early next year. Our goal is, and we're on track to pay off that silly debt. We call it like silly debt. So that's the big step because that's going to free us up, obviously, financially to invest in other opportunities. And so we do want to scale the business and be able to hire like a therapist or another psychiatric nurse practitioner with us, where we would be like they contract with us. And again, we kind of get a portion. Not everybody wants to be a boss. I think that's like, it's out there. It's on social media. Like, oh, everyone wants, again, get an LLC and start your business. Not everybody wants that. Some people
made for it or that
are made for it or are going to put the effort. So some people do want to just come to an already well-structured business, get their paycheck and go on and don't have to deal with all that background. So we're hoping to bring people on board, bring on students that are learning, kind of give back to like the next generation of nurse practitioners coming up. So
we were just talking about this in the car, actually. Like, we were just going through we have a to-do list. Always we share notes. And so, like, we update this to-do list. We'll check off things. We set content days. We set admin days. Days, like, where we're not seeing clients, but we're still working. You need to go and, like, come to a space like this, sit down and, like, okay, what is our goals? What are we doing? What do we have to sign up? Like, can we do that right now? Can we do this right now? And so, yeah, I would say, like, also education, really just continuing our education to get to learn. So taking classes of people who are already successful doing our business and seeing what type of operations they have in place that we need to implement. A lot of people don't realize, like I said, business owner, entrepreneurship is spiritual, but it's also like, you got to put in the money for that.
For sure. Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You got to pay the party. You got to get, if you really want to be who you want to be, you got to learn from the best. You got to not have that. You got to have that price. So get the mentorship, get the advisor, get the financial advice, get the social
rooms
media.
With the experts.
Like, we can't do it all. We're trying right now because we got a small budget, but baby, once we free up that debt and make that money, we are investing in ourselves to make sure that this business really grows. We're going to be a household name.
Exactly. I like that.
We're going to be a household name.
Oh, for sure.
It propels you light years ahead when you have a mentorship, because a lot of like they say, somebody wise learns from others' mistakes. So literally, if you have somebody that's been in that same industry as you for 10, 15 years, they probably have been, all right, they needed headway or something similar. And this is what they did after that to 10x. So just having that and just knowing that, some people think they can do it all themselves.
Yes.
Or I can get it free. Oh, ChatGPT. I can just get it through ChatGPT. I'm good.
Which it can be a tool, but like, why would you not want to learn from somebody who's already doing what you want to do?
You always say, don't reinvent the wheel.
Yes, I do, because I'm like, so many times, like, it's like, try to get it out the mud for what? It's on a nice high shelf, nice and clean, like set up for you. Easy to
pay for it and grab it.
Pay for it and grab it and go. But like, I think just culturally, and maybe our like generation too. How old are you again?
33.
Okay, you're right in our age group. I feel like we're like the last of the people that are like, gotta work so hard and like, you know, now they're like, get on the phone and make $1 million quick.
real quick too.
Yeah.
So us, we're over here trying to open the encyclopedia
also,
still.
Also tap into that. Like, we probably might start streaming. We gonna be the Kai Snot. So like,
mental health
we gotta get on. We gotta get on TikTok. We gotta follow the crowd and like make sure our business is for everyone. The old, the young.
True. There's no population we don't touch.
So we should tap into every platform that people are on to be able to understand like mental health is absolutely needed, and that you can have the services that you need.
So next year, in regards to your question, again, we're trying to level up that as well, our content for just educating the public, kind of making mental health. It's so serious, yes, but you have to laugh in this life. You have to, or you'll just cry. So kind of just making it more lighthearted, more acceptable, reducing that stigma, educating people. All it takes is, for my own personal example, all it takes is one person knowing, hey, my dad, my uncle, my this is going through drug addiction. Let me carry Narcan with me. That literally saves a life. People don't know that. Hey, my mom, she's been really sad, not getting out of the bed a lot lately. She has clinical depression and needs medication, and we cannot pray this away. And it is something serious that needs treatment, just as serious as a heart attack.
Yeah,
mental health is as serious as a heart attack.
Back to the motherland and like get this oil or this herbal tea, which you can. I do feel like in other cultures or other like countries, they do figure it out, because they definitely don't see mental health the way the states see it. But they're cut from a different cloth, and they have different genetics and different things. I'm sorry, in America we are a little more soft. We are a little bit more like need that help in that that attention and that support. So it's out there, it's here, and it should have no stigma around it. I always say, your brain is an organ just like your liver, just like your heart, just like your spleen. If you have high blood pressure, what you doing? You go into the hospital, oh, I'm going to get on the blood pressure meds. Bring your blood pressure down. No problem. You leave. But for some reason, the most complex organ, your brain, that has so many cells, and like for your brain to be right, it's actually very, like, you're fortunate to have a right brain, okay? Because it's so many cells and so many things can go wrong. For some reason with the brain, everybody's like, nah, I'm just like, I'm cool. Like, I don't need to talk about it. I'm fine.
Right.
Like, and it's like,
Or I don't want to rely on medication.
right. In which I had to for myself. I have a story where this was also a breaking point, or I guess a situation between friends and business, and just like being real in a vulnerable situation. I think for me, once I left, I was so structured in school. In nursing school is very structured. There's deadlines. There's like reasons to be scared. You're gonna fail. You got teachers on you. You have your guidance counselors. You have your parents making sure you do your homework and doing all that. Even in the hospital, you have management. You have people on you. You got to finish your notes. You got to do this to get paid and do all that. Leaving all that structure and starting a business was tasky as hell for me. I literally, like, February 12th when we opened, my brain was just, I had many ideas. Often I told her about this plan because I knew that she'd be the one to like execute. I'm so impulsive, and I'll have an idea. Even the Airbnb, I had the idea, but I had no plan. I brought it to her. She said, okay, slow down. We can do it. But like, let me try to source it through. I'm like, yeah, this is my idea. And I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. She's like, okay, but like, we're going to source it out. So same thing with this business as well too. But I found myself being very over. I said, there's nobody telling us anything. You got to figure it out
Rely on yourself.
You got to be HR. You got to be the one to get up every day. You got to do everything. There's no consequences. If you don't do it, you don't get paid, and that's just that.
That's it. For someone who's listening,
Yes.
who's in their nightmare season, what is your message to them?
Oh, that's good.
Keep going. Keep showing up for yourself, even when it is hard. Tough times do not last. Tough people do. And is that the saying? That's
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And truly, if I'm a speaking testimony, definitely on a lower scale because it wasn't that deep, but for me it was that deep. That you'll really get to push through. But just please believe in yourself. Get that therapist if you need to. Get all the support that you need to. But do not give up. Keep going forward. This week may look down, but next week, promise you, it can turn around.
Right. I would say the message to people is to just utilize the resources that are around you. Again, utilize those experts, those master classes. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, and take care of yourself. My kind of saying is always put your own oxygen mask on. You know, when you're on the plane and they're like, you have to put your mask on before helping anybody else. You cannot pour into other people's cups. You can't help anyone. You can't help your business if you have not made sure that you are good within your spirit, your mind, your physical health. Those are the foundation, and that comes before any business, any financial goal. So I say take care of yourself first, and then all the rest will kind of follow.
Yeah, if you're anxious, depressed, stressed, your business will look like that for sure. It will reflect that for sure.
Yep. And you're not the first or the last to go through hard times. I would be pressed to find somebody in business who started a business and everything just went smooth and dandy and fine. So it's sometimes we're dramatic and we're like, woe is me, oh my God, this is horrible. But it's like everybody's going through that. That is part of starting a business. So sometimes kind of removing that like, why me factor. Like, just keep pushing.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you, Nicolette. Thank you, Alyssa.
Oh, thank you for having
Thank you. This is great. Great questions.
Not only for the work that you guys do, but for opening up and the reality of what you guys do, and just everything behind it. What I'm taking from this conversation is like sometimes the dream is loud, but the nightmare is louder. But healing happens in moments.
Yes.
Like you said, just keep going.
Yep.
This has been Dreams and Nightmares. Take care of your mind, protect your peace, and remember,
You may slip, but our goal is to never let you fall.
go smooth.